Hey guys, it's Kathleen, and today I'm doing a discussion video on the topic of booktube and negativity. So I put up a poll on Twitter the other day asking you guys which video you would like to see first if I had time to film Monday, which I didn't have time to film, so this is probably going up on a Friday, but regardless, this is a video that you guys decided you needed in your lives. This is what I'm filming today. Now, contrary to what you might think, this is actually a really positive video. So I'm going to be talking about why we have negative content on booktube and why I think it's a good thing. I know a lot of people don't like negative content. They don't like things that are like bashing books or talking about things they don't like. I happen to love it, so I wanted to make this video just chatting about that a bit. So first of all, I think it's important to figure out whether negative content is actually a popular thing. I'm gonna go on a limb here and I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna give you a few examples. So I think what maybe the most popular video ever made on booktube is one by Lily C. Reads, and it's called Shit Books That I Hate. You know, I think that marks the first time I've sworn on my channel. But basically that's just a video talking about all these books that she hates. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I think last time I checked, it has something like 490,000 views, which is pretty crazy for a booktube video. I don't know if anyone has higher, but that's definitely up there. One of the most popular tags that's ever been created on booktube is the unpopular opinions tag. That still gets lots of views whenever people do it. And I'd also like to point to an example quickly of one of my own videos, which isn't a big thing, but I do have a book on haul video and it's the most viewed video ever on my channel. So I think that people really do enjoy watching negative videos and negative content. So those videos have always been some of the most popular, but I want to quickly talk about why they're so popular. So I'm going to go back to a rule I learned in opinion writing class last year, which is basically that it's always more fun to write an opinion where you're trashing something than if you're being positive about it. I can 100% say this is true. I've written a lot of book reviews and it's definitely easier to find something to say if you're writing negative opinions than if you're writing positive opinions, and it's honestly just a lot more fun. There's some weird part of us that really enjoys trashing books, and I think that also explains why we like making these videos. A lot of these videos aren't just like book reviews where you're just giving your opinion on the book. They're often videos specifically dedicated to trashing books, and that's super fun. I love doing that. So there's a part of us that really enjoys making these kinds of videos, and I think there's equally a part of us that enjoys watching them. We just really like people tearing something down in a way that's totally brutally honest. I think honestly, especially when you watch like bigger booktubers and things like that, and it's constantly sponsored reviews, and you don't always feel like you're getting an honest opinion, then it can be fun to just watch people trash things, and you feel like you're getting a real authentic picture of whether they like the book or not. And that brings me to my next point, which is that we like them because they're honest. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but I know sometimes when I watch videos, I see them and I think to myself, oh, that's a sponsored video. I don't trust their opinion, especially if it's a book review. I'm a lot more likely to believe someone if they said they hated the book than if they said, oh, I loved it so much, and by the way, this video is sponsored by Disney Hyperion. But if you want to sponsor me, Disney, we can talk. Essentially, if you make a positive review, you're not really putting yourself at risk, whereas if you make a negative review, then you 100% are. You're risking the wrath of potentially the author. That's happened in weird cases where authors have gone after reviewers. You're risking publishers who might not want to work with you anymore because of your opinion, and you're also risking members of your audience who might be so offended by your opinion that they don't want to watch your videos anymore. So when we make these videos where we're being super negative and we're trashing a book, or we're being like, book on haul, I hated this book, so I'm giving it away to charity, then there's a part of us that thinks, oh, this person is legit. I can trust them. The next reason I think we all love negative content so much is I think there's a little part of us that is just a little bit mean. Kind of a schadenfreude thing. It's fun watching other people suffer, or at least watching the books they've written suffer in a sense. We know we shouldn't like doing it, but we do, and we can't really stop because it's just so entertaining. And I think there's this little mean part of me that gets this weird satisfaction out of it. And honestly, I'm not even ashamed to admit it anymore. So now quickly, we're just going to get into why I actually think this kind of negativity is a good thing. So I'm going to go back to a point I made before, which is that I think it keeps us honest in a way that positive videos don't necessarily always do. I'm the kind of person who really doesn't enjoy a booktuber if every single book they give a 5 out of 5 stars. That seems a bit unrealistic. I like it when people are a bit more critical, and I think this kind of negative video is a good example of that. It shows that you're capable of that kind of critical thinking and you don't just love everything you see. And I think at a time when people are always worried about who's legit and who's actually thinking the things that they're saying about these books, I think it's important to have this kind of content out there, just to have something that says, yeah, I am willing to be negative about a book at times. I am willing to say something bad about it, and I'm willing to be honest about my opinion regardless of what that costs me. Second of all, I think the negativity creates bonds on booktube, and that's something that I think it's really cool. So obviously people bond over books they do like, and I've definitely bonded with people over books I really enjoy, but I've also bonded with people over books I didn't like. Sometimes you'll see someone and you're watching a video and suddenly they're talking about this book that you hated and you thought sucked, and they're the first person you've ever seen who said this book sucked, and you finally think, oh, someone agrees with me, someone else feels that way, maybe I'm not crazy and I just didn't read it right. And that just feels so good. It's so nice to have someone who you can mutually hate a book with. It's a great feeling. I wish that for everyone. The other reason I love this kind of content so much is I think it provides a nice portal into what kind of person the booktuber is. It's often just as important when you're deciding if you want to watch somebody or subscribe to their channel to look at what they don't like rather than just what they do like. You get so much of a better sense of their reading taste if you can see what kind of things they don't enjoy and what they really, really don't like, versus if you're only seeing the things they do like. And my final point I'd like to make about booktube and negativity and why I like these kinds of videos and why I want them to keep being around is just that they're fun. They're mind-numbing. I think so often booktube has an intellectual quality for me, and sometimes it takes a while for me to get into it and to actually sit down and watch a string of videos because I have to think and I want to engage with people and comment on their videos and hear their thoughts and think critically, and I like these kinds of videos because you don't need to do that much. I don't want to watch these kinds of videos all the time, but I do enjoy doing it once in a while. It's fun to just watch people trash books because it's fun and it's stress relieving and you don't have to think about it too hard. Now, I consider myself somebody who really likes thinking. It's kind of my thing, but at the same time, I don't want to do it constantly. I have school, I have lots of videos to watch that are going to make me think, I have books to read that are going to make me think. I don't want to be thinking all the time. So I enjoy watching these kinds of videos because they're kind of mind-numbing, they're kind of silly, and they're fun, and they're entertaining, and they make me forget about things I actually should be thinking about for a little while. So those are my thoughts on why I love negative content on booktube and why I hope it will persist and keep being around for a very long time. So often I think some people say, oh, you're too negative, you're too harsh on these books, and I'm like, you know what, I think those things are important and they're important in this community and I'm glad they're there and I hope they'll continue to be there for a long time. Let me know what you guys have to say about this subject, if you like videos that are trashing books, negative content, that kind of thing. I'd really love to know your thoughts on this. I think it's kind of interesting. I think there's definitely a divide between people who really like this kind of content and people who are like, no, I hate that, I only want positivity in my life. So I would love to hear what you guys think. That's it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe on your way out if you're new here. I upload videos normally every Tuesday and Friday. My schedule has just been a bit weird this month because of school. If you guys want to follow me on any of my social media links, the links will all be in the description. But in the meantime, I will see you guys next time.